there, welcome back to Spring into Math 7. I'm Mrs. Campbell, and today we're going to be talking about polygons. Let's get started. So you've probably heard the term polygons before. Let's take a look at a definition. Polygons are closed shapes with sides made up of lines. Any shape with straight edges, such as a triangle or a rectangle, is a polygon. Let's take a look at a few. There's a square, an octagon, 8 sides, and sides will be important as we dig deeper into polygons. Pentagon with 5 sides, rectangle, hexagon, and of course, good old triangle. All right, now quadrilaterals. Let's talk about the definition of quadrilaterals. A quadrilateral is a polygon that has 4 sides. Quad means 4. I always remember quad, when I first started learning about numbers and roots of numbers and things like this, I thought about when we would go to the desert and you would ride on those motorcycles that had 4 wheels. Those are called quads. That will help you to remember that. Quad means 4. Quadrilaterals have 4 angles, and the measurements of these 4 angles always has a sum of 360 degrees. So here are a few quadrilaterals: a parallelogram, a rectangle, and a trapezoid, and these other shapes. Okay, a parallelogram is a quadrilateral with opposite sides parallel. And I'll show you some pictures of parallelograms that will help you understand what they are a little bit better on the next slide. Important to point out, some special features of parallelograms are that each pair of parallel sides is congruent or equal, and the angles opposite each other are also congruent or equal. Okay, so let's look at some examples. Some, not all, but some of these quadrilaterals are parallelograms. Can you tell which ones are? Well, the first one is a parallelogram because it has parallel lines, and then also it has corresponding measurements in opposite angles. Same with a rectangle. Now, a trapezoid can be tricky. It kind of looks like a parallelogram, but it's not, because it only has one side, one pair of parallel sides. And I put that little note there. It's technically not a parallelogram. See, it has one pair of parallel lines, but the other two, those two are not parallel. So that is a trapezoid. All right, so again, let's talk about some types of parallelograms. There's 3 types of parallelograms. We've got rectangles, squares, and rhombi. I know that's a really strange word, but it's actually the plural for the word rhombus. You could say rhombi or rhombuses, so I chose rhombi. Funny word. Okay, so let's talk about a rectangle. A rectangle is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. It's a parallelogram because it has 2 pairs of parallel congruent sides, and it has congruent opposite angles, as we see in this. Parallel, parallel. And then it would have congruent opposite sides. All right, now a square is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides, and it's a parallelogram because it has 2 pairs of parallel congruent sides. And squares are actually kind of special because all 4 sides of a square are congruent. See here? And it has congruent opposite angles, and they're all right angles when we're talking about a square. All right, now rhombus is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides, and it's a parallelogram in that it's like a square. A rhombus has 4 congruent sides. It does not have right angles, but it has pairs of congruent angles opposite each other. That would be here and here, and here and here. So it is therefore a parallelogram as well. Okay, now we were talking about that tricky trapezoid. So a trapezoid is a quadrilateral, but it only has 1 pair of parallel sides. Can you see where they are? So remember, parallel lines never cross. There's 2 parallel lines. There's 2 parallel lines. There's 2 parallel lines. But the other set of the other sides is not, the other set is not parallel. All right, everyone, that just about wraps it up for our first part of our lesson on polygons. Join us next time when we do part 2. See you then. Bye-bye.